are live, GIM,
But it's Tuesday.
or actually,
Oh,
happy
it's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Shit, it's Tuesday. I mean, we're so used to Happy Monday. We lose track of everything. But I feel like I haven't seen you guys in a while. But happy Tuesday, everybody. It's 5:00 somewhere. I want to thank two of our guests for joining us, taking time out of your Mondays to be with us, Dr. Hayk Martirosyan and Mr. Robert Torosian. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So, I mean, before we begin the podcast, very, very quickly, Dr. Hayk has been with us twice on the podcast. We'd like to do an introduction very, very quickly, and then obviously we'll jump to Robert. We'll do an introduction there. And for today's show, it's going to be more of a civil discussion between you two gentlemen, and Wise Nuts will be
Chiming in.
moderators. I want to basically kind of say the platform and the show is more based on you two gentlemen, and we're
Having a conversation.
yeah we're very happy to provide this platform for you guys to have this discussion outside of social media and off of a keyboard and face to face. So
Absolutely.
very, very quickly, Dr. Hayk, if you can do a very, very quick introduction as far as your background and where you stand, and then we'll jump to Robert, and then we'll get into discussion.
So I graduated a couple of times from different universities, twice from Sorbonne. Basically, my background, first one is in history, second one is in political science. I'm a politician now. I'm the member of the governing body, which is called Council of National Democratic Alliance of Armenia. It's the only major pro-Western, anti-Kremlin, anti-Moscow political force in Armenia.
Mr. Robert?
Well, first of all, Dr. Martirosyan, can I call you Hayk? Let's be
Sure,
informal.
absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys, for having me. My name is Robert Torosian. My background is a bachelor's in criminal justice, master's in psychology. I'm a licensed clinical associate marriage and family therapist. I have my law degree as well. I graduated cum laude. The reason why I'm here today, and this is my first time being on a podcast, Mr. Hayk has significant experience, way more than me, in doing interviews, hundreds and hundreds of videos on Facebook and YouTube, Hayk, on various issues. My involvement, and I want to make this very clear with Hayk before we get started, I haven't spoken with Hayk before this other than just text messages arranging this podcast. My position, Hayk, is, there's a lot of things had been said online, and my position is that when people ask me, who are you? I say, I'm an Armenian. I'm not I'm apolitical. I don't belong to any political associations. No AYF, ARF, no association or allegiance to anybody. During the war, the morning of the war that started, changed my entire life. The morning I woke up, I looked on my Instagram and I saw that there was the first footage of a tank rolling through Stepanakert, changed my life. Why? Because before that, I wasn't very involved. And I'm the first person to admit it. I wasn't very involved. I thought, if I do my donations, I go to April 24th, March, that was it. Because I thought everything was being handled. There are people smarter than me, wiser than me, more experienced than me, had more money than me, they were handling stuff. I was very involved in the war, extremely involved here. Also, contacts in Armenia. If you want to discuss this off the air, I'll explain to you my involvement. And when the war ended, it had a life-changing impact on me. It changed my entire life. I was depressed for months. I had to get on medication, whatever. That's besides the point. But I made a promise to myself, to my kids, that I will never allow that to happen again. For me to drop the ball and let Armenia be in the position that it is in today. And when I saw your post on Facebook, it offended me. And that's the only reason I'm here today. Why? First of all, you went on and took a picture of me and posted there. That picture was of a live I did raising.
That's a screenshot.
Screenshot of a video that I did, 10-hour live, raised out about $500,000 for Armenia. And then you call me a blogger, and if I have the stamina to go against you in a debate, you're not my enemy. Everybody in this room has one thing in common. We want the best thing for Armenia. We have the best interest of Armenia at hand. And the guys know, they've asked me several times to come on the show. I don't go on shows. I don't go on red carpets. I don't go to galas. I don't do fundraisers because I'm not going to use the death of 5,000 of my brothers to promote myself, market myself, or move myself forward.
Well, you don't need to justify yourself, but
No, but I just want to say, because there are a lot of people watching, and when I saw your post, and I was like, okay, I was just kind of surprised that a minute of your stature, and you know, you're a very serious person, you're very liked, very respected. To see that, and second part, please, is the way your followers came at me, and that's the part that bothered me the most. Not your post, because I'm saying these are the people this guy's leading, and your tone.
we lead, we don't control. People are free
No,
to express their
but
views,
Hayk
their
Can.
opinions. Okay,
Hayk Can,
I
one
don't
second.
think this is the platform to discuss our followers.
It's no. It's a platform when you go on Instagram, or when you go on Facebook, or you go on national TV channels, and you say diaspora organizations are stupid and this is dumb, this is an idiot. That sets a tone for your supportters.
When did I say diaspora organizations are stupid? When was that?
That was about a year and a half ago. A year ago. No.
Which program?
Here, I'll tell you. Bot FTV, February 10, 2022.
Bot FTV?
Bot FTV.
I said stupid,
You said stupid?
which was not 2 years ago. Which was
Oh, sorry,
probably-
4 months. Sorry, 4 months
no,
ago.
no, a week ago.
No,
10
it
days
was
ago.
February 10, 2022.
Bot
Bot
F?
FTV. Bot FTV.
But what channel was that?
I have no idea. I
So
signed
3
up
months
last-
ago.
3 months
Three
ago.
months ago.
Well, I'll
Okay.
respond to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So first of all, coming from someone as serious as you, and I didn't know about you a lot. Then I started doing some research and stuff, and I saw a lot of your other. I'm like, okay, this guy has good ideas. I was like, that's good. So I would like to make a preliminary statement of undisputed facts, so we don't have to argue about issues that we agree on. There's a lot of things that we agree on, and I don't want to waste time arguing that. Number one is that Pashinyan has to go no matter what. That's not even an issue. Two, nobody from the old regime can come back. We can't have the same cancer come back, which you and I agree on. Number three, for over 100 years, and some would even argue even more than that, we've been the geopolitical, hostage of Russia. And we have to diversify our foreign policy. Go
What
with
do you mean diversify?
United States, EU, India, Iran.
Of course.
China is interested as well. They're just about to invest $15 billion.
Forgot
in
the
our-
most important one, Iran.
I just said Iran.
Oh, did you?
Is Russia on your list?
Russia is on my list. Why? And it's on your list as well. If you listen to some of your podcasts,
No, it's not on my list.
You said we will give them a chance to be partners with us.
Yeah, but it's not. That doesn't mean they are on our list.
No.
It means giving them a chance. Seeing how they behave.
That's
But we don't need to see how India behaves. But
Yeah.
before we
But I
start
wanna-
discussing this, let me respond to the
Yeah.
first part of your
Sure.
speech. First of all, let me tell you this: if you don't think you're acting anonymously, you shouldn't be attacking us on your Instagram, which has over 10,000 followers. Putting up baseless accusations, and then showing up to our event, leaving in 2 minutes, not even attending the event, even though a friend of ours had paid for your ticket, and going and making an impression as if you attended everything and now you're criticizing based on facts and etc.
Thank you for bringing that
So
up.
let's move forward and start talking about the diversification. I don't want to turn this podcast into a personal relationship or setting the account straight and all that stuff. What comes to interaction, previous interaction. Let's go ahead and
Okay,
discuss. I
so-
see you
so-
have a very thick
Well, it's not
paperwork with you.
It's
so
not
let's go through.
paperwork. I have, due to recent injuries, I have neurological injuries. So that's why
Oh, I'm sorry.
I make notes. I make to-do lists. Because my concentration and my memory is not as well as it used to
Okay,
be.
so let's go over your list.
Okay, so let's do it. And then I was just talking about things that we agree on. Okay.
And by the way, about diaspora organizations,
Yeah.
I never said diaspora, all organizations are
You
stupid.
said 99.9%.
Well, don't you agree with me?
I do.
Organizations? No, I'm not talking about diaspora. Organizations. How many organizations do you know? or how many active organizations are there, or how many organizations behave in a dignified way towards Armenia and help Armenia not by buying stuff for this hospital, that orphanage, and etc., but getting involved in speaking out against this government, speaking out against the previous regime.
Okay.
This regime.
Hayk.
How many do you know?
Hi, John. There are 500 videos
I
of
don't
you
know
talking
any.
on Facebook, on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you've talked enough. Let me talk this time.
Yeah, but
because-
this is not only about you this show.
No,
We
but-
have
but-
to talk.
But I want to ask you my questions. You said you'll answer my questions. So,
Of course. So I'm waiting for the question.
I've watched a lot of your videos, and I haven't seen a single answer to any of the questions that I
So
have.
go ahead, just ask.
Okay, alrighty. So let me ask
We're
you
ready,
this.
Robert.
So let me ask you this: did you guys ever raise the $12,500 needed for Mr. Papian's record request?
What request?
Record request. Mr. Papian said the other day the reason he hasn't been able to do anything with the arbitral award of 1920 is because he needs $12,500.
About the arbitral award book?
Yeah.
The book is published.
No, it's not the book.
What?
Mr. Papian last week gave an interview in front of community members. He said that the reason why, and one thing, you referred to me as Russian propagandist and this and that, and people
Does it
will
sound
call me-
like that?
I sound like that.
Yeah.
I
But
can-
okay, go ahead with
I
Papian. What about
it-
Papian?
I can tell you a lot of things you sound like, but I'm going to
To
refrain.
you, yes, I know. But go ahead with Papian.
Okay, so Mr. Papian said last week when people asked him if you've had this information, right, the arbitral award. Okay, there are two parties agreed to have an arbitration, right? Turkey and Armenia.
What do you mean they agreed to have an arbitration? Nobody agreed, Robert.
No.
You're referring to 100-year-old
Yeah,
events?
yeah.
Turkey never agreed. Turkey was defeated. Turkey
let us-
was in no
Hayk.
position to
Hayk.
agree to anything.
Hayk.
The world
I'm
community...
telling you what Mr. Papian showed.
No, Papian didn't say Turkey and Armenia agreed about anything. You just stated that Turkey and Armenia agreed to have arbitration. Nothing like that happened. Turkey was a losing side in the World War I, and Turkey was forced to accept whatever was decided by the League of Nations, which was a united front of, which was an organization, the predecessor of the UN.
Yeah.
And Turkey had to accept whatever came. But
Can
then
you-
Ataturk came.
Can you read what that says that Mr. Papian posted?
What's that? May I see?
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what Mr. Papian had on his yeah.
Is
What
that
does it-
a
what does it say?
PowerPoint presentation? Is that-
PowerPoint presentation.
What does
What
it
does it say?
Okay, so
Read it.
Turkey and Azerbaijan, Turkey and Armenia, as well as the other high contracting parties, agreed to submit to an arbitration of the President of the United States of America.
Which does exactly, but that's a different agreement and different type of arbitration. What you mean is as if Armenia and Turkey sat down and agreed to be taken
assumed that.
to an international court.
You just
No,
assumed
that's
that.
that's what you sound. That's
No.
what you said.
I'm just.
Turkey's agreement meant Turkey was forced to
I
accept.
understand that. I know that.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
that.
So
Hi.
let's move forward.
Hi. Okay, let's move forward. So Dr. Papian said, so your entire platform, one of the main points of your platform, that's the only KGB that I know of is my wife that keeps on texting me or saying she's watching it live, but she's like, ooh, that's skunk. Like, are you serious? That's the only KGB I have. Yeah. So okay. Hi.
That sounds pretty normal, Robert.
I know it is.
Guys,
So-
let's not waste
Yeah.
time. Let's move
Yeah,
with
Hayk.
questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
Hayk. So Dr. Papian said that when people asked him, hey, how come you haven't done anything? So you've been working on it since 2003.
They asked how you haven't done anything.
Yes.
He has done so much. Who could have asked that question?
The people that were there.
No, I mean, you make a statement. Where is the proof?
Listen,
Do you have the video? Can the guys play it?
absolutely, you guys can play it. Go on the go on his website and it's
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So people asked him, so why hasn't much been done on this? He said, "İş karatselem on it."
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So that's fine. And look, I respect the guy. He's a genius.
He did huge work for the Armenian people.
He did. No one's disputing that.
Yeah.
But people said, how come you haven't done more and what needs to be done? He said, well, for the past several years, I need to get records from a specific archive, which costs $12,500. And he said, I haven't been able to get that because I don't have the $12,500.
And what's the accusation? What's the
No,
charge?
the accusation, the charge is that I'm asking, the people in that room said,
Yeah.
oh my God, we'll give you the money and we'll do all this stuff. And I'm asking you, has that money been raised?
I don't know. Why don't you ask Arapapian?
I sent him a message. I haven't heard back from him yet.
So why do you ask me?
You guys are
I'm
part of
not
the same
Arab.
party.
Yeah, no, I'm not Arab Apian's spokesperson.
Okay.
Arab Apian has his own think tank called Modus Vivendi.
Okay.
You can ask him again, or
But-
he can just post it. I don't know, a response.
Okay, all right.
I'm sure he's not afraid of you, Robert.
Okay.
Trust me.
Well, I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
Guys,
he's
no
not
one needs
running
to be
away.
afraid
He's
of
not running-
anybody
He's
here.
not
Okay.
running away from you.
Okay.
Trust me.
Well,
What was the video you wanted me to pull up really quickly?
you
Okay,
guys
well-
can pull it up later. We have limited time. So, my question to you, Hayk, is you're the spokesperson for BEVER in the United States.
I'm not the spokesperson
Well,
of BEVER. I am.
You're the leader, but I mean,
I am not the leader. I'm one of
one of the 10
10
leaders. Yes, but you are one of the leading committee members, and
Uh,
you're the voice of the.
There is no such position. One of the leading committee members. I told you, I am member of the governing
Yes.
body.
Okay. So let me give you 5 names, okay? And you tell me if in the last year you met with these people. Can I ask you that question?
Into the mic.
I feel like I'm being prosecuted. Go ahead.
No, because this is very important. This is a very important
It's
question
like
for you.
you try to create a big dossier to find me.
No, I don't care about that.
To
I don't
discover
care about
my
that.
shady dealings.
No, it's not.
Yeah, go
Shady
ahead.
dealings about what?
Ike,
go
are
ahead.
you gonna like
Okay.
tell us what you've been dealing?
Whether I have met those people, who knows who I have met? I meet thousands of
no.
people during events.
No,
Go
listen.
ahead.
You are promoting pro-West agenda, right?
course.
And it's not a bad thing. But I'm going to ask you a question.
Is it a
because-
good thing?
Listen, we'll get to that. Of course, it's a good thing. in
Okay,
this
Is it?
election.
let's go.
Yeah. Hold
You,
on.
you
Ed,
should
let's-
stay neutral, by
Ed,
the way. You
Ed,
forgot that.
just hold my hand. bro. Just hold my
Okay,
hand.
listen.
Okay,
Hayk,
I'm gonna calm down
If
to
we're
it.
having a serious conversation, let's have a serious
Of course.
conversation.
Go ahead. What's the
Okay,
list?
okay.
I'm just
So
looking
you're
forward.
talking. So Frank Pallone, have you met with him?
No.
Ever met with him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe in a setting I have met.
Jackie Spear. Have you had any meetings with these people? Jackie Spear.
Why do you ask these questions?
Because you're saying that you're having
Because you're
meetings.
gonna ask names that I most probably have met, and I'm not sure that these people want me to voice whether I've met them or not, and I don't want to lie and tell you no, I haven't met those ones, or yes, I have met those people.
So
Why do you ask me those questions?
because-
What's the point? Make a point.
My point is that if you're saying that America's ready to help Armenia,
Yeah, Frank Pallone is not America. Frank Pallone is a very, very good legislator, very pro-Armenian, but
Yeah.
he's still not America.
I know, but he's part of the Energy Commission. And
Doesn't matter what commission member he is. He's
Why?
not the Secretary of State. He's not the President.
have you met with the Secretary of State?
No, but do I need to meet him?
Of course, if you want to.
I need to meet him. Do you understand what meeting the Secretary of State of the United
I know
States
Arad
means?
Mirzoyan just met with him. Yes.
Who?
Arad Mirzoyan just met with him.
Yeah, because Arad Mirzoyan occupies the office of the Foreign Affairs Minister of Armenia. That's why
I
he met
understand
him.
that.
Otherwise, he could be able only to look at the windows
So-
of Anthony Blinken.
Okay, so let me know what we're jumping ahead. Let me ask you this. So an important part of your platform is that you always make a comment that Artsakh independence, Takatsunem Veren, right?
Of course.
Takatsunem Daroshi Vera Artsakhi and all that stuff.
Like you're trying to
No,
like
I'm not trying to do-
instigate
I'm not
others
trying to do
watching now,
anything.
not knowing what
No.
what those thoughts mean.
No, I absolutely know what it means,
Okay.
and I support where you're coming from. What
So
I'm
you
trying to
support. So why are you putting it out? Like
Because-
trying to make it look bad?
No, because what I'm trying to say is a lot of people don't know that.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand the message behind what you're trying to say.
All right.
So your delivery of your message is lost to us in America.
Please don't criticize the delivery of my message. That's not your function. I'm a politician. I know how I'm speaking, what I'm speaking.
But then you turn around and ask us for money to support you.
I don't ask you for money.
What do you mean? Everything
I
you
didn't
guys
ask
call-
you for money.
You asked us,
We
the,
paid
the
your
community.
ticket to come and listen to us.
Yeah, and you know why I left?
Why?
Let me ask you this: if it's not a confidential information, how much money did you raise that day?
I don't know. Why would I say?
No, did you? Because there was what, $3 million worth of cars parked in the front. Did anybody
And-
come up to you and say, "Hey, here's a $12,000 check for the $12,500 check and the fund that Papian needs"? Did anybody ask you that?
Listen,
Or-
I mean, do you understand that you're asking absurd questions? I'm
Why
not.
am I abs- why
I'm not
is it
here
abs-
for criminal prosecution. I'm not going to answer these questions, and you're asking them as if you're trying to catch somebody
No,
doing
it's
something.
it's not
criminal.
My
Come
thing,
on.
my thing is this, Hayk. Look, you have an important document in your hand.
Which document?
It's the November 22, 1920 arbitral award.
Okay.
If any Armenian is against that, they're an idiot. If any organization's against that, is an idiot, because nobody can come up right now and say that document is invalid because it hasn't been adjudicated, right?
You mean it's invalid?
That nobody can come and say
okay,
it's
okay,
invalid.
all right. It's valid.
Nobody.
It's still valid. But people still say. There are people who say
you know
it's
what?
invalid.
No, you know what though, Hayk, respectfully, Mr. Papian in his last week's presentation said that he's not even sure if it's 100% valid.
No, that's a lie. He never said that. He couldn't have said that.
I will-
That's a lie.
It's not a lie,
That's-
Hayk.
okay,
There-
let me
there-
put it
I have no
mildly.
reason.
That's not true.
Hayk,
That's impossible.
Listen, he said
His message has always been, always
May I
is, and
please?
always will be that the Woodrow Wilson Arbitral Award is always legal. It has no time limit.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. He's saying that he doesn't know if in today's law it's still valid.
He never said that. He couldn't have never said that. I assure you.
Okay. You're arguing with me, but I'm agreeing with you on this point. I wanted to help you on this point.
No,
but
I
you
don't
still
need your
argue
help.
with me.
I don't need your help.
You need all of our help.
Hayk John,
No.
but
You don't
how
have
could you
yours.
say you don't need help? If
Listen.
we're Armenians, we're gonna
Listen.
have to
No, no,
come
no.
to the table and
Let's-
help one
let's
another.
Let's not slide into demagogy. I need help. I need Armenian people's help. I don't need certain individuals' help who are
KGB.
not there to help, but to distort the message. But that's fine. Let's move forward.
okay,
What's
so-
the next
so-
question?
so
I'm
no,
here
no,
to
no,
answer.
no, so-
But no, I'm hearing accusations only. Just go ask questions
No,
so
no,
that we
Hayk-
have. By the way, just to answer your Artsakh flag and Artsakh independence issue, let me put it this way. Artsakh independence was a separatist enterprise
I know that. I
from
understand
the
that.
Republic of Armenia. Russians cut Artsakh off, gave Armenians the fairy tale as if that's the best way to, through so-called independence, get back and reunite with Armenia when Artsakh was already reunited. So they had this referendum there, so-called fake referendum there, and Artsakh was declared an independent republic. Russians did that in order to be able to trade and to make backdoor deals with Azerbaijan and sell it to Azerbaijan, which they actually did very successfully and unfortunately for us and successfully for Russians. Now, that was a treasonous enterprise. Artsakh's independence idea and the recognize Artsakh, whatever that is, hashtag movement idea, that's a treasonous idea against Armenia's interests. Artsakh has been legally, is still legally, even though it's occupied now, part of the Republic of Armenia, number one. Number two, the flag of a separatist enterprise, which was a flag that was symbolizing a deception against Armenians, an animus tactics and policy to destroy Armenia and give part of Armenia to Azerbaijan, cannot be sacred. It's not a sacred
Okay,
flag.
I know that.
That flag
Let's
has no
move on.
right to exist. That's a flag of a separatist enterprise of Russia and Azerbaijan. Unfortunately, many Armenians don't understand those aspects of historical and legal and diplomatic issue. Therefore, in sometimes I make a point in a strong language to create a shockwave in order to pin interest on this issue. Otherwise, it will go unnoticed.
Okay.
But I'm not justifying myself here.
Okay.
Whatever I'm doing, I think I'm doing right.
Okay. That's your perspective. So, Mr. Papian was talking about this.
Again, Papian, can we pass Papian? I'm not Papian. I'm not even Papian's son. Mind it. Why do you ask about Papian all the
So
time?
BEVER is a group of people,
I
but they all
understand,
have
but
their own
I'm-
ideas.
But I'm talking about your platform. One of the platforms
Papian is not our platform.
one of your platform agendas
Yeah.
is the recognition of the 1918 Armenia, the First Republic of Armenia, correct?
Not recognition. But in Armenian, it's irava hajortutun, the legal continuation of the
Continuation,
republic.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for us to do that, we need the documents that Mr. Papian found to be legitimized, right? By the right.
What documents?
The documents that he presented, it was the.
We don't need to legitimize anything. Do you understand how international relations work? There was Republic of Armenia that was illegally occupied by Bolsheviks, and the 11th so-called Red Army was part Russian ethnically, was part Turkish ethnically. So they took over Armenia by force. They said the independent Republic of Armenia, the ally of the United States and the UK at that point, let me finish,
I know all that
is
stuff.
no more. So they established a Soviet Armenia, which they incorporated into the Soviet Union. So that made it an illegal occupation. And in 1999, when the entity that illegally occupied the independent Republic of Armenia fell down, the independence was reinstated.
Okay.
You don't need any papers to prove anything. The First Republic of Armenia was an internationally
you don't need
recognized.
an international court or a court of
No,
arbitration
you don't.
to
No.
enforce it?
No, you
So
don't.
why aren't you enforcing it?
What do you mean enforce it?
There's an arbitral
It's
award,
not
right?
Glendale PD to
Yeah.
go and enforce things. International relations work in a different way.
I know how that works.
So
right?
I'm telling
I
you,
know
you don't
have
need to enforce it. You first of all, you make the declarations.
Yes.
You have your rights stated. By the way, nobody even disputes that the current Georgia, not the state of Georgia, but the country of Georgia, has been occupied. Nobody even disputes it. Of course, Georgia was occupied by Bolsheviks, same way as Armenia was. Nobody disputes that Georgia is a continuation of the First Republic of Georgia.
So how come we haven't taken the right steps? I want to help you.
It's
I want
not,
to be
it
part
wasn't
of
me. It was Levon Terpetrosyan.
Okay.
And of course, he never took any right steps. And that was a treasonous regime. And the tradition continued. So
But-
why do you ask me? Why didn't I?
because
I was a
I'm
child back
confused.
then.
I'm confused because Mr. Popkin
I
is
can
saying that
see.
we need to retain legal
He's saying
experts.
something else. If you stayed
Yeah.
in the meeting, you would have heard the answers. You would have even asked your questions.
I-
But
I-
you
I
didn't.
watched his 3-hour presentation last week.
Yeah, but you're trying to misrepresent what
I'm
he
not-
said.
how am I
You're trying to
misrepresenting?
twist it in the way that's suitable for you. He
Suitable for me for
What-
what?
what
What
he
agenda?
speaks-
To what agenda?
I don't
to
know.
what agenda?
Let me speak. When he speaks about going to international court, which is the UN court otherwise called, he speaks about the Western Armenia, about the Armenian claims towards the Western Armenia.
Correct.
That's what he's talking about. And he's not saying, let's go, and whatever the court says, that's going to be the historical truth. That's going to be the diplomatic truth. No. He says that he's so sure that the court will reconfirm that he says it. We don't even need to go to that court if you want to know. But we want to reassure people who have questions like you through the decision of the court, which is not going to be an arbitrary decision, by the way. It's going to be an opinion decision.
Okay.
So that decision will confirm what we say about claims of the Republic of Armenia towards Turkey. That's why he's saying it. But can we pass from Papian and discuss some other things?
What you're saying is completely different than what he said. So
No,
that's-
just everybody can go online and
Okay.
check who says what.
okay. That's and I'll give you guys the video. You guys can post. And you
Yeah,
guys can see what it is.
they are everywhere.
Yeah. So, a couple of months ago, you did a question and answer seminar where you said that the Russian peacekeepers are not the peacekeepers in Artsakh. And actually in Armenia, in Artsakh, the peace guarantor is the United States. Can you please explain that?
Before explaining, I would like to ask you, what do you think? Are Russian peacekeepers or they are
Absolutely
an
not.
occupying force?
They're there for their own interest. But at the same time,
Are they an occupying force or
absolutely
they
they
are
are.
not?
Absolutely they
Okay.
are. Same thing with their bases. They're not there to
Okay.
protect us. They're there to protect their
Good.
interest.
Okay.
Like I'm saying, we have a lot of stuff that we agree on. But my question is this. So you're saying is that the U.S. is the guarantor. So if we have 5,800 acres right now occupied in the Armenian proper, can I call and trace your Department of State and say, hey, why aren't you doing your job? Why aren't you keeping
Why
the
do you
peace?
think it's State Department's job to liberate your land? Why do you think so?
You're saying they're the
Liberate.
peacekeepers.
I'm talking about liberate. You're
No,
talking
you
about
said
peacekeepers.
you said that the peace is being kept in Artsakh and in Armenia
I'm
by
not
the
saying
United
peace.
States.
I'm saying Republic of Armenia is being preserved like right now. That's what I'm saying. Again, you're
Preserved?
misquoting. Yes, preserve, save it, protect it from
I have a-
Turkish, Azerbaijani
Go to my-
conquest.
Go to my
By
go to my
who?
Instagram.
Huh?
By who?
What?
By the United
Who's-
States.
So the United States is preserving Armenia today? is
Yes,
what you're
it's
saying?
protecting Armenia from Turkish and Azerbaijani conquest because Armenia has no army now, mind it, and Russians are not protecting Armenia. Russians are no friends
And
of
the
Armenians.
U.S. is protecting Armenia
Absolutely,
today.
with a device that's called
From what-
telephone.
From
No.
far away or?
You think this is 17th century when you have to be next door to protect your neighbor? It doesn't work like that. U.S. protected Korea.
Are they protecting Armenia the
US
same way they were
US
protecting Ukraine? Is it
same
similar? in
way-
that? I want to understand.
No,
Hayk, we've had conversations before.
Wait.
Right.
Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
What kind of country is Ukraine? Armenia is a vassal state of Russia. And Armenia,
What's Ukraine?
Ukraine. Ukraine is an American ally. Do you think Ukraine is a vassal state of Russia?
No.
Okay,
Of course
let's move
not.
forward.
But
But
we're,
you gotta moderate. You're not gonna. I mean,
we're gonna moderate this as well. So
this is Robert's time.
Robert is asking us to play a video really quickly. Since you're connected to the Bluetooth, if you can play that very, very quickly, so that people could hear the audio for it, and then we'll discuss what Robert wants to discuss regarding
But do
that.
you know which section is that? Which part you should?
Well,
play?
you're in the video, so you're
But
talking.
is- but is it
I
a
mean,
clip?
thousands of
Look,
videos.
if it's just a
Robert wants to
clip,
discuss regarding
But
that.
do you know
if
which
it's just a
section is
clip,
that?
I don't
Which
think
part
it's
you
fair to
Well,
do.
you're
I
in the
don't
video,
like
so you're just
taking-
you're
but
talking.
is- but is it
I
a
mean,
clip?
thousands of
Look,
videos.
Quit YouTube. Quit YouTube. You're in the video, so you're just.
Okay.
Sorry. So we're gonna play it really quickly.
Այդ մարդիկ ապրում են ստեղ երթում, այնտեղ մնացած արդեն շրջանների, կիսաշրջաններում եւ այլը։ Եվ գոնե ես ունեմ ծանոթներ, զանգահարում եմ, ասում են նորմալ է վիճակ, լավ է եւ այլն։ Հիմա այդ մարդու գոյությունը
Is it not playing?
There is, in one word, there is nothing that I said, and I cannot justify. But yeah.
հիմա այդ մարդու
So do you know
գոյությունը
what he's referring
No,
to?
I don't remember. It's thousands of hours of videos. How do I know?
You pretty much say that the peace in Artsakh, in Armenia, is being preserved. In the peacekeeping is done by the U.S.
Can you play,
So-
please?
so let-
I wanna
Please
hear
pay
the
it.
word.
Just please pay it. Please play it.
Yeah.
Hayk,
Because
what-
I wanna
but Hayk,
answer.
Do you want me to
Hayk,
play?
but what motivation do I have to lie to you or to lie to anybody?
I'm not saying you're lying. You may misunderstand everything.
շրջանների, կիսաշրջաններում եւ այլն։ Եվ գոնե ես ունեմ ծանոթներ, զանգահարում եմ, ասում են նորմալ է վիճակ։
What's the problem with
Why don't you play it?
Let me see it.
Try it, man. It keeps on. I even took it off of the Wi-Fi. But let me ask you a question about. You mentioned the difference between Ukraine and Armenia, and as far as how you believe that America is the one that's been protecting Armenia against Turkey and Azerbaijan. I mean, they obviously very publicly were talking about sending $40 billion aid to Ukraine, right?
Of course.
And I understand why, but I don't remember
Does
them
anyone
sending
believe they're
even
gonna
a
get
$4 million
They
aid.
should. America shouldn't be sending even $4 to Armenia. You know why?
Why?
And they are still doing. America is still helping Armenia. You know why? Because Armenia is Russia's ally. Armenia is in ODKB, is in Hayk, which is an anti-Russian military organization. Armenia is Russia's ally. America should not
But
help
yet America is
Russia's
protecting
ally.
Armenia.
What?
But yet
Yes, that's absurd, but that's good for us. Thank God that America helps Armenia and protects Armenia. But also America protects Armenia because of its own interests, which coincide with Armenian interests. Because if America loses Armenia in the region, Armenia is gone, Zangezur, Syunik, passes to Turkey and Azerbaijan, America is gonna find itself with a huge Turkish world, with a huge Turkey, that's gonna be a very grave competitor to the US, just like China. Just like any other emerging
Okay, guys, we
superpower,
have
that's
only
gonna
20
be a
minutes,
problem.
20 more minutes
Yeah.
with Hayk. We
Yeah.
have 20 more minutes with Hayk.
Do you want me to try to play the video?
Please play the video.
Let me see if I
'cause-
can.
yeah.
Let me see if I can play it. on
You
this.
can do that, and let me. Hayk. So,
Hold on.
you know,
Մենք Ստեփանագերտում այնտեղ մնացած արդեն շրջանների, կիսաշրջաններում եւ այլն։ Եվ գոնե ես ունեմ ծանոթներ, զանգահարում եմ, ասում են նորմալ է վիճակը, լավ է եւ այլն։ Հիմա այդ մարդկանց գոյությունը ռուս խաղաղապահներն են այնտեղ ապահովում։
Ով է ասում։
Իրականությունն է, չէ՞ դա։
Չէ։
Չէ՞։ Ով է պահում, ով է
Միացյալ Նահանգները։
անգլությունը ապահովում։
Միացյալ Նահանգները։ Բայց ասեք հարցը։
Այդ մարդիկ ապրում են Ստեփանագերտում, այնտեղ
Of course, again, America, because American Secretary of State, I can't remember the number
Travel
of
to
days.
Syunik.
No, that's not, Secretary of State never traveled to
I'm
Syunik.
sorry.
The
You're
ambassador
talking about
traveled.
ambassador. Yeah, you're talking about that. Yeah.
Anthony Blinken made a statement, I don't remember the number of days, how many days ago, 4 or 5, maybe a week ago from this date, from today, made a call to Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
And later State Department released a statement saying that Azerbaijan should stop. I don't know word for word statement. I can't quote it right now. But he said, and the American government, through his mouth, said that Azerbaijan should cease aggressive acts against Armenia and Armenians.
They said that during the 44-day war. What happened?
That was Trump's America, number one. Number two, again.
You say the same thing about
me
Trump's
remind
America
you,
about the Kurds as well.
Let me remind you, America is arming Kurds like hell.
Now.
Kurds,
Now.
always. Again,
Now.
Trump betrayed Kurds
Exactly.
for a couple of days only. And then State Department and Congress hit him back saying, what the stupidity are you doing? You're betraying our allies. And then Trump reversed his policy of letting Turkey do anything.
about
they want
Afghanistan?
With Turks. What about Afghanistan? Americans committed a huge mistake by trying to build a state, a democracy in Afghanistan, and wasted $2.5 trillion there instead of just destroying Taliban and getting out. They stayed. What about Afghanistan? Who betrayed? Afghans betrayed themselves.
What if one day Armenia betrays
Armenia
the US
betrays.
and they leave? America
Afghanistan
leaves.
never betrayed America. Afghanistan betrayed itself.
Itself.
And Armenia, during 44-day war, was betraying itself. Official year one was betraying itself. That's why we have the results that we have.
Perfect.
If Armenia betrays itself again, there will be no Armenia, no matter how much America wants to preserve Armenia.
So let me ask you this, Hayk. There's the number of people in Armenia that are coming out to protest is dwindling down. There's 400 people that were arrested today. We need more people out on the streets. Agree?
No.
We need more people on the street to get Pashinyan out. How are you going to get Pashinyan out?
Take Pashinyan out, put Kocharian in,
No,
or
no,
Artur
fuck-
Vanetsyan in.
fuck
What?
Pashinyan,
So
fuck
replace
all of them.
one Pashinyan with another Pashinyan.
No, hell.
No, we're all
Listen,
against that.
listen,
He already said
listen.
So,
Guys,
so he
guys,
just said that I should agree that we need more people today in the streets. We need more people with BEVER in the
We have
streets.
more people of your ideology on the streets. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
No, that's not what you said.
No,
But now
but
that's
because
what
you're not
saying.
letting me talk.
No, you
Rob,
spoke. and
guys,
you
guys,
said-
guys, guys,
Rob,
guys.
into the
Calm
mic.
down.
Rob.
Rob.
You don't need to prove to people that you're smart. You
No,
know that from 500 videos that
Everything
you're a
is
smart
being
guy.
everything is
Yeah.
being live streamed,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be recorded. So I'm telling you what you said.
I know
If
you're
you don't
trying
remember,
to
that's
rally
fine.
up your base. What I'm trying to
I'm not rallying up
I'm-
anything. I'm
listen.
just answering you very
Okay.
nicely.
So you've made number of claims. We need more people on the street that believe in you, believe in your cause, to come out and throw
That,
Pashinyan
yes.
out. Yes. You've made a number of statements that you've spoken with high up French officials who've confirmed to you that during the war, France was ready to send us air defense. Correct?
Yes.
You don't think if you go and present those people or something valid, something tangible to the Armenian people, especially the mothers and fathers of those Armenian dead soldiers, saying, hey, this is the traitor country. This is the traitor that traded you. Your son could have been alive today.
What do you mean traitor country? Which country is traitor?
Government, trading, Pashinyan. Your son could have been alive
That's
today.
what we're saying.
But
Do you
no.
need the French people's names?
Well,
I mean,
you know
Robert-
Armenian, but hold on a second, Hayk, but you know
this
the
is
Armenian
not a
people.
legal-
I can say the Pope
I
called me
don't
last
care.
time
I'm
and
a
said,
pol-
"Papa in Barevi Miha."
Robert,
I mean, come
I'm
on.
a politician. I'm not a deposition lawyer in
Listen.
state of California. Do you understand that?
See,
I
you're-
cannot
so-
go
so are you
around
a-
and
are you ans-
disclose
are you answering-
sources.
Well,
Do you
listen,
understand that?
But if you don't give us actual proof, how do we know you're
What do
telling
you
the
mean
truth?
actual proof? Now, when we speak about treasonous government, can anybody prove the treason that took place besides
If you can
everything
prove one
that's
point of it
obvious?
showing that somebody would offer us air defense.
That's why you have a problem being a paralegal. You think everything should be on paper and on camera. No, that's not the only type of proof.
And let me tell
there
you-
is a logical proof.
Okay.
There is a proof of. There is a consequential proof.
Yeah.
There are different types of proofs outside law. Okay,
Yeah.
not everything is California.
And you learned that during your 26 days of being a prime minister's assistant, which you proudly just put out there every time. Every time you introduce yourself, you're the
Yeah, I'm very
prime
proud I
minister's-
resigned that fast.
You didn't know who Hovik Abrahamian was before you took
No,
the
of
position?
course I knew.
So why did you take the position?
So let me answer. Will you keep silent and calm for a second?
No,
so that I
because
answer?
you're throwing a...
No, you think you have
Guys,
dirt
guys,
on
Hold
me?
on a
guys.
second.
Yeah, let-
Hold on
let-
a second. Hold on a second.
Don't get fired
Hold
up
on a
because you have
second,
no
Hayk.
dirt on me. Let
Hold
me.
on a second.
No,
Hayk.
no, I'm not holding.
The
I
only
have to
dirt I
answer
have
that.
on you.
Guys,
the only
one
I
dirt-
have
let's,
to
let's
answer.
be
Guys,
respectful,
listen,
guys.
listen,
Rob,
let me-
I have to answer.
Robert,
Let me ask you my-
Rob.
Yes.
Guys,
Let's-
listen.
Yeah.
This is
The
not
sta-
going to go anywhere. If we
If-
don't
if-
listen to
okay.
one another.
No, but I have to
it's
answer.
not
This is
going
not a
anywhere.
presidential debate, so you don't need to attack me
Yeah.
personally.
And I'm not trying to run a
Especially-
country or I'm not a politician. So you have to,
Especially if you don't have any dirt on me. I had
But
I had a
you're not my enemy for me to have any dirt on you.
before being appointed.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with Hovik Abrahamian, and I got guarantees
That he's not a crook.
No, let me speak.
Yeah.
That he will not hinder on my efforts, do some positive changes, and do things. That
So you're willing to compromise your morals to work for a criminal, right?
Let me speak, or he just
Rob,
wants to.
But you're not letting me speak
talking
though.
like,
you have 15. You're leaving in 15 minutes. You did the political bullshit. You did the political bullshit.
What did political bullshit?
Answering bullshit questions. I'm asking you a question
Well,
before
if you
leave.
keep on like that, I'll stop this
The
conversation.
the only track record we have of you, the only track record, other than you throwing it to our face that you're a political scientist, the only track record we have of you is you protecting Pashinyan, supporting Pashinyan.
I am protecting Pashinyan.
In the
Not
beginning, you
today.
didn't.
In the beginning, 99% of the Armenian people
I didn't support him.
supported the revolution, so-called. Yeah, 99% of the
People
Armenian
didn't go on TV
I
like you
was-
did on
of
November.
course.
Guys,
on-
Rob,
I was
Rob.
the first one to
Guys,
go
yelling,
against
guys.
Pashinyan in Armenia.
Okay.
By the way, and again,
Hold on.
Okay, guys. 1 second, please. I know. Hold on. We'll unmute everybody. Guys, very, very quickly. I mean, we need to voices going up way too high.
Not voices,
Everybody's voices. Listen. Wait, Rob. One second.
Robert,
One
but
second.
then this is not
Look,
gonna go
Yeah,
properly
it's not.
if we
It's not
don't-
going to go properly if we just keep yelling over each other. So, guys,
This could be one of our main
yeah,
problems.
I'm looking.
guys.
I'm looking at the
Why
board,
don't
and
we
it's
both look at it this way? This could be one of our problems.
Yeah.
If we talk to each other in a calmer manner, we might get more solved.
Okay, we have 10 minutes with Hayk. Come on, Hayk. Go
okay.
ahead.
Really quickly, guys, just keep the
Let's
levels. Keep the
it
levels
down
low.
and respectful at the same time.
I have to
guys.
answer two accusations. Number one, this has been answered hundreds of times, and everybody understands and accepts it, which because it makes sense. But again, especially for Robert, because he thinks he's got such a big dirt. And
not
you
dirt.
miscalculated the number of days. It wasn't 26 days. It was 26 probably working days. It was 30 days, calendar days. Anyway, so my point and my approach was, the country is under the rule of a dictatorship. Sargsyan regime. Hovik Abrahamian was his prime minister. Therefore, and
Did
it's
you
gonna-
believe he was corrupt?
Again,
Just yes or no question. Did you believe?
I always believed that. Of
Okay.
course, I always believed that.
Okay.
Everybody, I guess. Well, I'm not gonna go there now.
Okay.
Now, but if a country, your birth country, is your Hyrenic, is occupied by a regime and it's going to last a very long time, and you have certain expertise, and you may get a deal to change at least some things from
As an
inside.
assistant?
Yeah, well, that's a top position in government. You think assistant is the one who makes coffee? Is that what your understanding is?
Oh yeah.
Really?
That's like shish
So
barnog.
assistant,
You guys are saying
no,
that you-
shish barnog is not assistant. No, don't mix. You know,
Shish
like
Barnog is just
apples
a
with
name they
oranges.
gave to one of the guys
Just
that's
stop
in the
this. Stop this nonsense.
current-
This is so low level. I mean, come on. Listen. Let me explain. First of all, the assistant secretary of state and etc. Are extremely high positions even here in America. So, and that's a top position in Armenia too. Chief aide, by the way, not assistant, chief aide. So, if you know there is a dictatorship that's going to last a long time, what you try to do being an expert, not sit on a sideline and only criticize, but also if you get an opportunity to change something, at least get in the system and change something, not be becoming part of the system, but fighting the system from inside. That's exactly what I did. You know why I quit so fast? Because things happened and I realized very fast, very quickly, that the deal is off the table, that the guy is not going to let me do anything. So I promptly and immediately resigned in 30 days.
Okay, done.
And I'm
That's
proud
it.
of that. Okay.
Let's move on because we have 10 minutes. Let me tell you 10 minutes. On May 5th of 2018, soon after the revolution, you went on Factor TV. You remember that interview?
Are you obsessed with me?
No, I'm just trying to ask you a question. Are you serious? I'm asking you a
Rob,
question.
into the mic up.
Into
please.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
You said, I can't ask you questions. I mean,
Of course you can, but
because
date this, date that. I mean, you've got so much time. You did all of this. I don't even remember what kind of interview I did 3 days ago.
well, you don't-
Go ahead, no
But
problem.
but at the same time, if Robert's prepared all this,
It's wonderful.
he cares.
It's wonderful.
If someone
Again,
doesn't care, do they
KGB
prepare?
did the back homework for me. This emailed it to me. That's why I did it.
I don't know who did it. You did it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did it.
Yeah.
I know you like this kind of things. It's fine.
I kind of like what caring about my country.
No.
Yeah.
Making a paper on me doesn't mean caring about the country. But go on.
Making a paper on you? What do you mean? I'm
A folder full of papers
What's a-
with
what's a
questions and
folder?
okay, Robert, please go
Okay.
on. I'm here.
Okay,
I'm listening to you.
You're saying now that Artsakh flag and Artsakh independence.
I explained that already. Skip that part. We're
okay.
wasting time. Explain
I'm
it.
reminding to people during your interview with Factor TV, you said that you agreed with Pashinyan's statement that the president of Artsakh should come to the negotiating table and negotiate
When
on
was
behalf
that?
of Artsakh. May 5th, 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Do you understand what time that was?
I know, but if you have this ideology, if you have these beliefs in you that Artsakh was never should have been
Robert.
negotiating, why were you?
Robert,
yeah.
in the given situation and given time, you look for the best solution. At that point,
So you adapt.
No, but you should have some flexibility. That doesn't mean betraying your principles. That has always been my principle. But if somebody with absolute trust of the people at that point comes into power, comes into office like Pashinyan, and says something that's at least one step forward from what Serge, Robert, and Levon were doing, at that point, that was the appearance of it. That gave that appearance.
I respect that.
Then let me speak.
As a
And
political
that
scientist.
makes, no, let me explain fully because I don't want to look like an opportunist because that's
Okay.
what you're trying to achieve
I'm not
here.
trying to approve
Well,
anything.
yeah, well, I'm just trying to give you the political calculation behind it. When he comes and says this thing, and it's a more hardline approach than Armenia has ever seen. Of course, it was all fake and false, but we
Yeah.
didn't know that at that time. You try to
Make the
play
best of the situation.
Yes, exactly.
Hayk,
That's what I did.
as a political scientist, did you make a miscalculation
About what?
about Pashinyan?
Everybody did.
Yes, and
I'm
he
asking
said
about you.
he said it
Yes,
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did.
Of
so,
course.
So Bots, you went on Bots TV with Ara, I don't know his name, Ara, in March of 2020, and you said you wholeheartedly believe Pashinyan won't give away our lands.
Of course I believed
Yeah.
that. How would I support him at that point during the so-called revolution?
This is
if I didn't
2020. This is 2020.
2020?
2020, 6 months before the war.
2020.
2020. You said,
When?
I wholeheartedly agree
Do you
that
have
he is
that
not a
clip,
traitor.
guys? Do you have that clip, guys? Because I want to
I
make
don't
sure
have
that
it.
was.
I
We don't have any clips.
Listen,
if you think
listen,
we
like,
have,
listen.
But
we
let
have
me
any
tell you
clips
this.
here.
Let me tell you this.
I'm looking for a discussion.
no, that's fine. I may have said that, Robert.
Yeah.
But you know what?
What?
One day prior to war,
Mm-hmm.
I would never believe he's going to give the lands. I would never believe what I believed during the war or after the war.
Okay.
Nobody in the world
And
was
you al-
able to
you also
believe.
praised the defense minister. You said you liked the hardline rhetoric he was
You
pushing.
know why? Of course. You're talking about, what was his name? David Tonoyan,
Tonoyan, yeah.
who said, oh, from now on, and he said that in Iran, now, I believe in Iran, from now on, they attack us, we're going to liberate more lands.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like me to support that statement? Who knew all of that is a sham? Would you know?
Well, you worked in the government. You said you didn't know that I was a sham. You couldn't even last 30 days. You didn't know that the entire government was a sham.
Listen,
That was a
listen.
different
It's
government,
not
though.
about government being sham.
year
And it's
and a half
again,
later
you're
before that.
mixing.
Yeah.
You're doing demagogy here. You're mixing apples with oranges. Don't do that. I'm telling you what every single instance was, and I'm not trying to justify myself. I'm just answering because people may believe you just like what you do on your Instagram
Listen,
page.
again, you're not my enemy. I just want.
That's what I
You
need
don't
people
really
to
act like a
understand.
friend, Robert.
Listen, I like you. That's the thing. That's
I
the
can't
like
feel that,
you.
honestly.
But you don't think I should? You open yourself up for scrutiny because by being a politician,
Of course. Scrutinize me. What's
Okay.
the problem?
So-
I'm answering
So let me
everything.
ask you something. You're part of Axis, Azgain-BEVER.
There is no Axis. It's Alliance.
It's Alliance. No, it's called Axis. You call it Axis.
No, that was 8 months ago. The name was changed, and you're still not on top of it.
Is it the same people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just changed
okay.
the English part of the name. now.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So in February 27, 2021, months before you joined the Axis, Ada
Alliance.
on Alliance on Bots TV, Ada asked you, "Do you see any legitimate opposition?"
is Ada?
Ada, the moderator of Bots TV.
Bots
It's called
TV?
Bots Ada.
Hamlet Rushan?
It's called
Hamlet
Bots Ada.
Rushan is-
called-
It's
no,
Hamlet Rushan. There is no Ara there.
It's Bots. It's Bots
No,
Ada.
you're taking the dates and
It's
times and
Bots
minutes, and
Ada.
you're not taking.
It's called Bots Ada. That's the name of the show.
Oh, Bots, not
Ada.
Oh, the
Bots,
name
not
of the
Bots
show is
TV.
Bots.
Bots
Bots
Ara
Ada.
is not Bots TV.
Based here or in Armenia?
It's here. Bats Ara.
Bats-
That's
a
Ara
different-
Kazaryan.
Sasa Kazaryan. Ara
Exactly.
Kazaryan. Yes.
That's here.
You're
You went
mixing
on-
it up with another show.
You
That's not Bats TV.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy gives. Again, respect to you. You give hundreds of interviews. So I mean.
Yeah, but you studied them all. And
I didn't study them all. It's just some stuff that you know. It
That's
was-
okay. Let's move forward.
So
Okay.
February of 2021, months before you joined the alliance, Ada asked you, "Do you see any opposition, any legitimate opposition?" You said no. And then months later, and you know Sasna Tsrer word,
I said no.
you said no,
I said no opposition.
no opposition,
Really?
no opposition.
Oh my God, he's gonna force me to go and watch everything because
Please, I
everything
will send it
is
to
being
you.
misrepresented.
I'm gonna post all the videos, everything that we talk about.
Yeah, and then
I'll
you're
post
gonna
it.
write the stuff that you do.
No,
Here's the
listen.
fact. Blah blah blah. Here's the
Listen,
fact. Here's the
listen.
video. You know,
Hold
cutting
on.
from
Listen,
Guys,
Hayk,
guys.
cutting from the
Hayk.
context. You know,
No, no, no.
putting his own.
But at the
comments
end of the day,
and trying
both
to-
of you,
trying
can
to
I say
appear
something for you?
Very very objective. I mean,
Hi,
such a
1 second.
Hi,
How are we,
stunning
Robert, please,
trick.
how are we going to get anywhere if we're sitting in the diaspora and we can't have a conversation? Wouldn't it be
can I
much
do?
nicer if we can go back and forth?
Well, I'm being
Maybe-
prosecuted here, guys.
Hey,
by-
guys,
by a
let's just
paralegal.
look at it this way. As a country, Armenia is going down the hill. Here we
Of
are in the
course.
diaspora. We're living in a country that has still not even recognized our genocide. We're living
Which
here.
country?
United States of
No,
America.
you're
Come on,
couple
come
of
on,
years,
come
you're
on.
couple
No,
of
no, no, no,
decades
no, no.
back.
Is it on paper?
Behind? Of course it is.
Oh, come on, bro.
No,
Just because
really,
someone
come on.
said something
I mean,
that
you're
does not
speaking
mean
stuff,
anything to me.
I'm not
bro.
even gonna count.
Nothing means
Okay,
to me.
let's stop.
Okay,
Stop.
but if we're sitting
Hold
at
up.
this table, let's have
Come on, man,
respectful
come on, come on,
conversation,
come on.
please.
Of course.
Hi.
Robert, same thing, please. Let's keep the conversation respectful towards one another so we can get
Yeah.
something out of this.
Hi.
We have 300 people watching live. We need
Okay.
to give them what they're looking for.
Well, there's, I mean, just this conversation with Hayk. Hayk, let's say tomorrow.
And I never asked one single question to Robert. I never made the statement.
We should do that, Robert.
I'm not-
Let's
hold on a
have
second.
let's
I'm
have
not-
Hayk
I'm
ask
not-
you.
hold on,
about
That's
it.
fine.
Hayk, Hayk.
I'm eager to be prosecuted.
I'm
by
not.
Robert.
I'm not a politician. I'm not running for anything. I'm not running to change a country.
you're running
I'm
for
not,
something.
I'm not. What am I running for?
You're running for your popularity in the community.
I don't give a shit about my popularity. Ask any single one of them. I don't give a shit about my popularity.
Okay, what's the
You
next
want,
question?
you want me to give you my password to my Instagram so you can have more followers? You can have it right away. I don't give a shit.
You can sell your Instagram account.
I don't care. I have 1.8 million followers on my business. I don't need it. Trust me.
1.8 million.
1.8 million.
That's your business. You own the business.
Of course, I own the business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. What's
Yeah.
the next
But
question?
let's not talk about that
Okay.
stuff.
Hi.
You guys are under wiseness. We have followers too, you know.
Hi.
Next question, please.
You wake up tomorrow and your BEVER is in power. Okay.
Yeah.
Explain to us what that will look like.
Okay. Before answering that one, if ever, I don't think that the wording has been what he quotes about the Arak Azaryan show. But of course, at that time, which was a couple of years ago now.
It was a year ago. Exactly
Was
a year
not
ago.
a year ago.
February 27, 2021.
A year ago, I hardly was on RS show. I don't remember being on.
He was on 2020. And
2020
then
is
again,
2 years
9
ago.
months later, he was on the same show again.
I can't speak about the days because I haven't studied. I don't keep track on everything. I'm not preoccupied with myself. But
But the message you're preaching, you should know what you're preaching. You should know what your what
the
your
message is
ideology
not the situation. No, you're not asking a question about ideology. You're asking about specific statement concerning specific situation on specific timeline in political arena of
Okay,
Armenia.
we have-
That's not ideology.
we have a few
that's
minutes.
about. No, I have to
let me
finish.
ask you-
No, I have to finish.
Yeah.
That's about having a strong, powerful opposition on the field at that point.
Yeah.
I guess the question has sounded like that. And yes, at that point, BEVER was not as powerful as it is today, the alliance, National Democratic Alliance. It wasn't where it is today. By the way, I can tell you more. 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, I may be mistaken about the timeline. First demonstration that BEVER, as BEVER, organized, there were about 50 people attending. Do you know how many today attend? Not today, but lately attend? Thousands.
It's good.
Thousands
Good
of
for
people.
you.
So
Well,
at
that's
that
the
point,
movement you're supposed to have.
yes, in Armenia there was no powerful opposition, and if not for BEVER, they would not be, because The previous regime is not a true opposition to the current regime. They are just in the same basket.
They're being
That's
used
the
to
Russian
keep
basket.
Nicole in power.
Of
so,
course.
So let me ask you something, and this is what you know.
And what was the new question you just asked?
Well, that's let me ask you a specific
No,
question.
I wanna
This
ask
is-
About your
this
first
is-
day in power.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No,
first
no,
day in
no,
power.
this is what I want to know. I want to understand, Hayk, and you know maybe more than I do. Maybe you're better than I am. But let me ask you this: as you know, I know you have a few minutes left, so let me ask you this: Armenia is heavily dependent on fossil fuels. We don't have any fossil fuels. We get
It's not really heavily dependent. It has a nuclear station. That means the country is
40% of
heavily-
40% of your electricity comes from the power plant.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty substantial.
Okay. Hayk, let me ask my question, and you can answer.
course.
So we get 100% of our natural gas from Russia through Georgia pipeline, and we get 15% through Iran through the Iranian pipeline. The Iranian pipeline and the Russian
Sorry, you said
pipeline,
100% from Russia, and then you
85%
said
from
30% from Iran.
and 15% from Iran. 15% from Iran, 85%. This I don't make up these facts. This comes from the
Yeah, but
international
you just said
energy.
something else. Okay.
85% from Russia, 15% from
So
Iran.
what was the 100% about?
It comes to 100%. 85 plus 15 is 100%.
Okay, yeah, but
Yeah.
you were speaking about 100% of one side, one party.
I said 100% of our gas comes from outside.
Of course,
Yeah.
Armenia has no gas.
That's what I'm saying.
Very few countries do.
I understand that. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay.
So we have 85% coming from Russia, 15 coming from Iran. Russia owns the entire gas distribution network in Armenia, the pipeline from Georgia to Armenia for Russia,
Mm-hmm.
and then Iran. And then, as you know, Russia, pressured Iran, and they reduced the 1,400 millimeters to 700 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
So we only have about 2.3 BCM per year coming through. So if you're in power, okay, let's say you come in power, God willing, everything's going your way. And Russia decides, just like what Russia did with Bulgaria and Poland, shuts off the gas on us. How do the people survive? I lived through the 90s when there was no electricity. What does Armenia use for the gas for? To produce power, right? The thermal power plants, they're all by gas. How do we survive? Even if it takes, let's say, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, a year. Let me ask you this: the Mehri power plant, the hydro power plant that was approved in 2012 for 330 million with Iran, still hasn't been constructed. I just want to tell you how fast things work in Armenia. The third power line, transmission power line from Yerevan to Iran, was commissioned by Hovik Abrahamyan in 2016. Still hasn't been completed. It's been 6 years.
I understand the question.
Yes.
Let me ask you a counter question, and then I'll
Yes.
answer, of course, the question.
Yes.
What does that mean according to you? What should Armenia do?
Armenia needs to diversify its.
It's a
energy.
beautiful word. It means nothing. What do you
Absolutely
mean?
it needs.
We're talking about Russian gas. So you want to give hopelessness to people?
No.
Let me speak, please. I was listening to you without interrupting you.
Go on.
Even in your post on Instagram, you're trying to create this. You bring a lot of facts, these cubic meters, this much, this percentage, this pipeline, and that creates an image of a very professional, quote and etc. Yes, facts are right. Most probably, I don't know the exact numbers of how many cubic meters enters, but I'll tell you this: when you do that, you create a sense of hopelessness in people that there is no breaking away from
There
Russia.
is.
Let me finish, please. Especially when you say if Russia does what they did to Bulgaria and Poland, what's going to happen to us? Which implies that we're going to die. How are we going to survive?
Well, how are
you
we?
just
You're
said
the leader of our people.
you're not letting me
2.9
answer.
Me open, Hayk. I live a comfortable life in Los Angeles.
But you
live
let
in
me
New
answer.
York.
You let
The
me
2.9 million people who are not going to have gas.
You let me answer and don't do these
okay.
populist things. You live in New York, Armenian people are going to
Yeah,
start. These are populist things. Let me speak. Let me explain.
Go on.
I got to have the chance to answer. Just don't attack all the time.
I'm not attacking. I'm just
'cause,
asking questions. 'Cause I know you
doesn't
have a
look
limited
nice.
time.
Now, smart. Now, when you say that, and you say how our Armenian people are going to survive, I survived through 90s when there was no electricity, no gas, no heat, and etc. So you create a vision, an impression that there is no way out. We heavily depend on Russia, therefore we have to diversify, which means we have to stay under Russia, or maybe
absolutely
you
not.
say no, but that's exactly what
No,
it
it's
means.
not.
Yes, it exactly is what it
How
means.
many projects do we have currently financed through the IFC?
I have to
We can-
finish what I'm saying. I have to finish.
Let's
what I'm
have
saying.
Robert. Let's give him the
Okay,
floor, please.
That's fine.
So, Now I'll answer your question. What happened to the people of Bulgaria and what happened to people of Poland?
They got gas from Greece.
Other European, not only, but also they are getting some gas from Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan, exactly.
Now, every situation, and it's a political science and also part of economy, truth, that under pressure, certain countries or most of the countries that are not sidelined or rejected by the international community as a whole, which actually is happening to Russia now. Those countries adapt easily. There are always allies who come to help to these countries. What happened to Bulgaria and Poland, same thing will happen to Armenia.
How do you get the gas to Armenia?
Georgia, do you know that Georgia gets 0 cubic meters of Russian gas?
I know. It's all from Azerbaijan.
Do you know there is a country south of Armenia called Iran that was, yes, building the pipeline and Kocharyan?
You think Russia will let you bring in?
When you break
Iran?
away,
Please, let me-
Russia
let-
will
please,
not.
please.
Russia, if left to Russia, Russia will never let you even breathe.
Yes.
Russia has sold even Yerevan at this point.
Of
So
course.
Robert is going to tell me, show me the papers they sold.
No.
You said
No,
sold
no,
and
no.
etc. No,
We're gonna agree on this,
Of
Steve.
course. Now, let me.
I'm agreeing with you. You're still arguing with me.
No, you're not agreeing with me. You're making it appear as if you're agreeing with me.
So-
You're trying
so-
to be the nice guy.
so-
But
so-
let me finish.
So Iran under American sanctions and Russia under American sanctions.
Oh
Iran is
God,
gonna give
it's
us,
not that black and white. Iran under American sanctions is having secret talks with the United States. Everybody knows that. It's in the press. It's everywhere.
fell apart last week.
America
fell apart
nothing,
last week when they
nothing
didn't
fell
remove
apart.
IRGC from the
Iran,
terrorist group.
America needs to have Iran
To give gas to Europe. I understand that.
exactly because
Yeah.
that lifts the pressure of European countries that depend heavily on Russia. Armenia is a neighboring country. That pipeline that may be built or that may be used is a very, very quick project. Number one. Number two.
It took 6 years last time that we had to.
Last time, when was that? That was at least 15 years ago. Okay. And there was the financing was slow because Russia was not allowing. When you break away from Russia, things will accelerate because America will come to your help. I know Armenians don't like believing that. Armenians like hanging from Russia's skirt
Nobody
because
wants to.
some
Nobody
Armenians.
Not
of
at
course,
this table.
everybody.
Nobody
Not
wants
at
to.
this
Not at
table.
this
Of
table.
course, I'm not saying not everybody. I'm saying many Armenians, let me correct myself, many Armenians like believing that there is no breaking away from Russia. Yes, there is a way. Many Armenians believe America will not help support Armenia. Yes, America will
Listen.
because of its own interests.
Listen, Hayk,
Even
They
if
will.
America does not support Armenia, Armenia must get away with it.
Done.
listen, Hayk. Let's say Iran decides, okay, Iran, I'm giving you the gas. It has the capacity to give us the gas. You're talking about nationalizing certain strategic assets in Armenia. Of
course.
You're taking it away from Russia.
Yes.
Let's say from Gazprom or whatever,
Yeah.
Armenia Gazprom, or So how do you see that happening? You're taking a multi-billion-dollar
Yeah.
asset, and in your own last interview a couple of days ago, you said when you do it against the U.S., that's a big problem. That's a big risk. But when you do
Do
it
what
against
against
the,
US?
you take if you take steps like that against the U.S., that's a big problem. But if you do it against an enemy of the U.S., that's not a problem.
Isn't it? Isn't it true?
Well, I mean, do you think that Russia's going to be like, okay, here's my billions of dollars worth of infrastructure for what?
Really? Okay. Now, Gazprom supplies gas to Armenia. It comes to the border, if I'm not mistaken, at $150.
Correct.
How much is it sold? 300, 350?
250. Yeah.
350. Yeah, so they make $200
They
profit.
enslaved us. Nobody arguing with
That's
you
a
on that.
theft.
Yeah.
That's a theft. That's called a theft. Everybody accepts that. Everybody knows that. Now, they have stolen so much from Armenia, from the Armenian people. Armenian people are suffering under the very high gas prices and etc. And by the way, not one single country depends entirely on gas supplies, and country's life is not based on how much gas supplies you
Unfortunately,
receive.
Armenia is.
No, it's not. It may be replaced. America is shipping pressed liquid gas right now and to Europe. And Iran's oil minister today, yesterday, European time, said that Iran is ready to help Armenia.
You said that in
Get-
2012?
Get
14,
gas.
16,
Yes,
and
but
19.
you were under Russian slavedom. If you break free, all of that is going to work for you, not against you.
Iran,
And wait,
listen,
let me
ask you
finish.
this. I
But
don't
you're
know
not
this, but
letting
let me ask
finish.
you
So
this.
Iranian oil minister said that he is gonna help Armenia transfer gas from Turkmenistan
Turkmenistan.
into Armenia. So it's a deal. It's a problem solved. There is no such problem. Don't concentrate on that. There's so many other things. Now,
energy
will
is
Russia?
the most important part of a country.
It's
What
not
do
the
you mean?
most important
Yes, it
part.
is.
No, it's not. The
For
most
Armenia,
important
it is.
for Armenia. The most important part is its security and its survival. Okay, Armenia
energy
is
is
Armenia is
security.
not gonna survive if Armenia remains under Russian rule. Now, in 1979, Iran nationalized everything Western, huge infrastructure of the US, of the UK, and etc.,
yeah.
and suffered huge consequences because that was against the West and the collective West. Now, Russia, which position is Russia in? You think Russia is the same Soviet Union? Russia is being
Absolutely not.
self-destroyed and also destroyed right now. There is going to be no Russia as you knew it 2 months ago in 2 months. I'm not saying Russia is going to crumble in 2 months because you will quote this on your Instagram in 2 months. No, I'm saying Russia is going to be completely different in 2 months than it was 2 months ago.
From
But
what I'm understanding
one more
is
sentence,
Iran,
Robert.
a member of a CSO, which is part of.
But let me finish,
Look,
then
hold
we'll
on,
come to
hold on,
Iran.
hold on a
Now,
second.
Russia, if Russia is not there, you can nationalize the corrupt Russian infrastructure. It's not even Russian, it's Armenian. Russians have built it with Armenian money, stealing money from Armenia, the Gazprom distribution network. And if you nationalize that, Russia
They didn't
is in
steal
no
it. We
position
sold
to
it
do
to
anything.
them. They didn't really steal it.
That's
It was
a
sold
theft.
by.
Well, you know what? If somebody comes to you, puts the gun to your head and says, sell it to me, sign the title and everything, that's a theft.
So Coach
That's
and
not a
Sir
theft.
Sarkisyan, where it was.
I would
undue
rather
influence
see
and
that
duress
bullet
they
in one
sold
of
it.
their heads.
Of course.
So they were forced to. Coach and Sir Sarkisyan was forced to sell.
It's not that they were very much against it
Yeah.
because they represented Russian interests.
of
in
course,
my
Yes.
belief.
exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
So we all
But of course
understand
they were
that.
forced. Of course. That's a force. The country was forced. Who
Hayk,
cares who signed
forced,
it?
Hayk, if someone is forcing you to sign something like that, get up and resign and leave. Don't sign that stuff.
Of course. Of course.
And now those same pieces of
Exactly.
shit want to
I
come
agree
back
with
to
you.
power.
I agree with you.
That's the ludicrousy in this.
We gotta
This is
finish in 5
crazy.
minutes.
Hi, yeah, please.
Yeah.
My thought process is this.
Exactly.
No, but let me come on. I didn't ask
Go
you
ahead, go ahead.
anything, but let me ask you this, Hayk. All these political parties are making promises to the people again. The poor people who've suffered so much, and you're making all these promises as well. And
We don't make promises. We present a roadmap.
roadmap,
That's
yes.
the difference between us and the
Wouldn't
others.
wouldn't it make a lot of sense if you actually did something right now tangible for the people, so they can be like, look, Hayk was right. Hayk took a step.
Do
Hayk-
what? Build roads?
No.
Do what?
Screw the roads. Screw those hospitals. Screw those
Do
things.
what?
Pursue your claim for the 1918 arbitral award.
What do you mean pursue?
1920. I'm sorry.
What do you mean pursue?
Pursue it.
How?
Right now, Adam the First is filed a lawsuit. Do you know that
know.
in Turkey?
This is the paralegal level. Okay,
Yeah.
let me explain you this.
Yeah.
Aram the First is suing Turkey for physical property of the
I know.
well, I know you know, but I'm speaking for the
Okay.
people.
So, yeah, we want to know. So tell us.
Who want
please.
to know? So he's suing Turkish government, Turkish state, for
What court? I'm sorry.
I don't know, probably Turkey.
It's Turkish court.
Turkish
In
court.
2015, Adam the First filed a lawsuit against Turkey.
In Turkish court.
In Turkish court. You have to file in Turkish court.
What kind of expectation do this?
It doesn't matter.
It's a political
No.
Stunt.
It's not a stunt. In order
It's a
for-
step,
It's
political
in
step.
order for you to get to the European
Court of Human Rights.
you have to exhaust all the remedies in Turkish
Gotcha.
court.
Go
he
ahead.
has to go through
They
the-
know they're gonna
It's
lose.
gonna lose. It's a lose. He's gonna lose no matter
But
what.
let me say, now he's filing for reclaiming the possession of the site of the Catholicosate in Cilicia, in Sis, which is a mountainside. So these are the remnants, the ruins of the Catholicosate. It's a symbolic political act that Aram the First is doing. Aram the First represents an organization. The organization sues Turkish state for a real estate. A real estate. That's a real estate. That's not an interstate matter.
I understand that, but you can file an amicus
No, no.
brief
Now-
to present these issues to the courts. So whenever
Robert,
you
you're
do,
speaking nonsense, but let me debunk it, please.
All right.
I mean,
Okay,
don't
debunk it.
don't try
it,
to
yeah.
speak and make cover
Okay,
it. I mean,
all right.
let me move
But
forward. and
let's,
answer.
Robert, let's hear what he's
So
saying.
in international relations and in international law, no organization or no person can go to the UN court
They can't. Only a country can. I know
and
that.
sue or bring up a matter into a country's court and discuss state matters.
I know that.
No organization from Hawaii can come and sue the U.S. government, the Washington D.C., the White House, or whatever, and talk about Hawaii or some legal status or for cessation of Texas and etc. It's not done like that. There are no procedures for that. It's not allowed. In other words, in simple primitive words. So if you say, why don't you go and do it and sue for arbitral award?
I'm not saying sue it.
Do what?
I'm not suing.
Bring
sue it.
to court?
No.
Bring to justice?
No.
What did
no,
he
no,
say?
No.
What did he say?
What
Pursue.
Pursue.
Pursue, but you said in legal court or
Yeah.
something?
No. I said pursue. Let's say, for example, in 2019, there were cases in California of people suing the Turkish government, the Harutyunyan family, the Magdesian family, and all that stuff. We knew about these claims
For
that we had.
restitution,
But
money
listen,
restitution. It's not inter-country.
I understand
It's not
that,
an
but
international
if you
relations issue.
present an amicus brief, a brief to the court saying, Your Honor, we also have
What
these
court?
claims.
There is no court that can deal.
Court in California, so you said precedent that you at least talked about it.
Talk about it. About what? What court will take that case and what? Why would we
It's
bring
not
that?
a case. You bring in an issue to the court.
Really?
You're saying,
Like
Your Honor,
sending an email to the court?
Yeah. I'm talking about amicus brief.
I mean, you're speaking
I'm
something
talking about
nonsense,
amicus brief. I'm talking
and I'm
about
fighting
amicus brief.
nonsense here. No, there is
fighting
no such
nonsense,
thing that may be done regarding this. Number one. Number two, arbitral award is not up for discussion. It's an internationally recognized document of the highest order, sealed by the Great Seal of the United States and mandated by the UN's predecessor, League of Nations. We don't need to bring that paper to anybody.
Law of the land,
What
right?
we can do, yes, what we can do.
Law of the land?
Law of the land, yes.
You don't understand what a law of the land means?
What it means in your book.
You know, you're saying
Implementation,
Yeah.
right? That's what you're going to say.
No.
What
no.
are you going to be saying?
Law of the land means an active, valid, enforceable law of the United States.
Enforceable. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can enforce things because you mix international law
When you
with
say law of the
domestic
land, I
law.
look at the law of the
Yeah,
of the
but there
land.
is international law and there is domestic law. You're talking about domestic law. You can't apply domestic law principles to international law. International law is different.
No,
It depends
no.
on many aspects.
Your
Yes.
argument has been that the November 22nd, 1920 arbitral award is a law of the land of the United
Again,
States.
He doesn't understand. It's not something that the U.S. has to enforce inside U.S. or abroad.
So it's not a law of the land.
It is the law. Oh my God! I can't
So wait,
explain
That's
this.
okay.
fine. That's okay.
Wait, let me
Listen,
ask.
it's not about traffic violation.
Hayk,
It's
can
not
I-
I
about
understand
Marshall's
that, yes.
order.
Hayk, can I ask the
It's not
question
about
in a different way?
repossession of
Let me
a real estate in
Yes.
state of Nevada. It's
Yeah.
not about that.
Hayk,
This is international
okay.
law. It's different. Doesn't work like that.
Okay,
Hey,
hi.
give it one
Now,
second, let her go.
none of us are international law professors here. Let me ask his question a
You don't
different
know
way.
that I am.
You
Okay,
identify
what's the
Come on,
question?
bro. Now,
Guys,
let me,
we gotta finish.
So
I
he's
gotta
talking about that document.
Yeah.
How do we bring it to life? That's what he's trying
It's
to tell
brought to life. Ara Papian's book is published. You don't need to bring it to. Do you need to bring to life to the Declaration of Independence of the United States? It's alive. It's there.
It's there. It's the document.
It's
yeah.
a document. It's alive. It's the law of the land, right?
Okay.
But it's also it's part of international relations, but it's also domestic law. This one is not domestic inter-US thing, you know.
No, it's
you
not
don't need,
inter-US.
You don't need to go to court to prove something about the Declaration of
Ara
Independence.
Papian said you have to go to court.
Again, he said something else, Robert.
Okay.
He said, let's go to
Guys.
court with Azerbaijan
No.
about the lands,
No.
about the lands given to us by Woodrow Wilson's arbitral award. He didn't say, let's go and reaffirm or make a statement about
He said he doesn't know if it's valid.
No, he didn't
He said
say
we
that.
need international
No, you are
experts,
lying.
which is
It's a
gonna cost
lie.
$300,000.
It's a lie. He didn't say that. He said something else.
Okay.
He didn't say that.
I lie. Guys, remember, I lie.
Of course.
Okay.
Ara Papian never said if he's not sure if arbitral award is still valid or not. He never said that, Robert.
Okay. Եթե գտնեմ քեզ ուղարկեմ։
Կոնտեքստից չկտրես
Չէ,
and
քեզ
don't
ուղարկեմ, քեզ եմ տեքստ անալու։
Իրա խոսքերը?
Իրա խոսքերը
Okay.
հենց։ Just իրենց այդ վիդեոն քեզ ուղարկեմ։
Okay. That would be in one case only if he was drunk.
That was last week.
Heavily drunk.
That was last
But
week.
he
He
was
wasn't
not
drunk.
he was not drunk.
Knowing Aura doesn't drink,
sorry.
that's impossible in a sense.
Weeks ago was at the High ID event. None of us were there. So
Yeah, it was exactly that was that event.
Yeah, but you were not even in that event.
It's online. You watch it. You watch all 3 hours of it. But
I still don't know why you didn't spend more than 2 minutes at our event, but that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys want to cover before we call it a night?
No,
No,
we didn't even
I
cover
think I've been
I know you're-
unsuccessfully prosecuted, but whatever.
No, this is not what we were looking for. We were really
Yeah,
looking
fine.
for
I
more
hope
of a
I
round
answered
table
Robert's
decision.
audience's questions as well, because they had this big
Hayk,
reverence
Hayk,
for his
Hayk,
views.
This attitude you have is never going to get you anywhere.
No, none of us.
Thank
It's not
you.
going to get none of
No,
us
no.
anywhere.
Thank you for advice, Robert. But believe me, I don't need for your validation or your advice, whether it will get me somewhere or not. It will get me
Hayk.
wherever it will get me.
Hayk, but
Nowhere.
as a group, we're not going to get anywhere if we don't listen to
Absolutely.
one another.
Yeah,
None of us are getting anywhere.
of course. Okay.
This is
Did
this
you
is
guys
not
get-
what we should be
honestly,
doing.
I
wait a
have
second.
to- I
Did
have
you
to
guys get
thank the
any
wise
direct
nuts.
answers? Did you guys get any direct answers? Honestly, did
Look,
you guys get?
All of them were direct answers, Robert, but you like presenting it the way you want to
No.
present. Now I'm sure there are going to be hundreds of pages of hundreds of
Here's
lines
the
and
thing.
stuff.
I
on
think
your
this was a
Instagram
good
page, that's
start.
fine.
It's a
It's
good
a good
start.
start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good start to
this
a conversation, and
I
it's
have
not,
another engagement.
Yeah,
guys.
and
I
it's
gotta
not
go.
about right or wrong. It's about having a conversation to educate the community to understand both perspectives or multiple, however many perspectives there are. But it's I think it's a great start. But again, we have to have, I think, more unity. We have to come together more so than, and to really understand what steps need to be taken. I think that's what's encouraging is that both of you want what's best for Armenia. Neither one of you have malicious intentions for
Yeah.
Armenia.
Of course, one last thing,
Sure.
if you would allow me, one last sentence. I want to ask our communities throughout the world, not only in LA, not only in California, not only in US, to get more involved. Because yes, the majority of the organizations are doing nothing. They're not speaking against neither the old regime nor the new regime. The contrary, some of the organizations are supporting the old regime to replace Nikol.
Give us names so we can
say
call
it.
Of
them
course, the Dashnaktutun of Bureau of Yerevan Dashnaktutun and its branches in the
Wait, so
diaspora.
the Dashnaktutun is different.
Yeah, the
sectors of it?
Western chapter Dashnaktutun have split. There is a part that's rebelled against the Bureau that calls itself the true Dashnaktutun. I don't know they are the Dashnaktutun. They just split. And they are, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I'm following.
They're pro Kocharian.
No, you're mixing everything.
In
up.
Armenian, I'm talking about Armenian.
The Armenian one, the bureau is pro-Kocharian, and their branch here, or their chapters here, but there is a big chapter here, the most powerful chapter here, that stays true to the principles of Dashnaktutun, the old principles.
Old Dashnaktutun.
Yeah, like the 100-year-old ideas. They have not deviated, and I guess that speaks about their integrity of that wing. But yeah, so I'm giving you the name. You wanted that, I give you
Is
that.
that it?
I think I'm pretty convinced Ramkavars and Hınçakyans are supporting the current government, at least by staying silent, because they're ready. My impression is to work with whoever is in power in Armenia. So I'm asking the diasporans, the Hayr Nasser ones, which is a big, huge mass
Quiet big.
in the whole diaspora. Please don't follow any of those organizations. Traditional organizations are mostly, I'm not saying all, are mostly dysfunctional. They don't do anything, but you guys can do something. Speak up, speak out, follow the news of Armenia. Don't be indifferent. Get involved, protest, raise your voice in social media, and help us, Ազգային-Ժողովրդավարական Բևեռին. You can find out about us online. We're everywhere. We have thousands of hours of materials, as you could see from Robert's quotes, that I even don't remember what happened. And you can get the whole information, what we're standing for. We're the only major political power today that's not associated neither with the old regime nor the current regime, that has a working roadmap to take us out from this situation. We need your support. We need you to help us. Just get involved and make up your mind yourselves, because you can make a good judgment if you try to get interested in Armenia again. Don't be disassociated and don't be disappointed anymore. We have no luxury of letting us stay indifferent to towards what's happening
Hi,
in Armenia.
last question. Do you work with ANCA and Assembly so they can help you out? I mean,
Of course
you in-
not. No, they are associated with Dashnak Tutsun Bureau. We have nothing to do with them.
So they're not helping you to get in contact with the Armenian caucus for all the congressmen?
They
and
are
all that
doing right the opposite, in my opinion, if you ask me.
Okay. And lastly,
Well
Hayk,
said.
Lastly, Hayk, do you believe in lobbying the United States, having a proper lobby in the United States?
Of course I do.
Did you know that we had an offer of free lobbying for the country of Armenia, and the people here, they said no.
Within our community.
Who are people here? I don't know.
I negotiated a deal with Mayor of Yurisa and Congressman Boxer and their team. They used to be part of Mercury, and they offered us free representation during the war.
And
During
who
the war.
rejected that?
ANCA, Elena Satrian,
Can I say?
and hold on a second.
We're not talking to these
and,
people.
And
Yeah.
Armenia Department, Armenia Office of Diaspora.
Okay. Yeah, it's Zare Sinanya.
Zare
He's
Zare
part-
Sinanya.
He's part of
Yeah.
regime in
That-
Yerevan. What do you
that-
want?
Well, that's what I'm saying is like that's where I started with this entire thing. That's what I saw, that how divided we are. That we have 2.9 million people.
Yes,
We have
unfortunately, we're
2.9 million organizations.
That's
Yeah.
and majority of them, yes, are doing nothing. Mildly put. But
Guys,
let's finish. Thank you,
let's
guys.
call this
Thank
a
you,
night.
wise nuts.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate
coming.
Gentlemen,
your
yeah, of course.
mediation.
Yeah.
We can continue if you guys want.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
We
I gotta run. I have another engagement. Sorry.
let us
Yeah.
end the show, and then you could
Let's
be on,
end it.
you could
Let's
be on
end
your
it.
way.
2
Sure.
minutes. no
Uh,
problem.
Sure.
Very quickly, I want to thank both of you gentlemen for taking time out of your Tuesday to be with us. We really appreciate it. Everybody watching and viewing and listening. Here's the thing, very quickly. This was a conversation between Hayk and Robert. We brought the platform and we basically presented it to you guys in order to view their conversation and listen into their conversation. Everything else, as far as a lot of you commenting saying, I didn't learn anything, this was just a
Exactly.
bunch of yelling. Again, not to not to discourage you guys in any way, but again, this was a conversation between two gentlemen. This is what we agreed upon, correct?
Yeah.
So that's what it was. It was, we brought the platform and we put it in front of you guys. We hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to give a shout out to Vic from Medherosnet for helping us set up
Thank
as
you,
well.
Vic.
Thank you, Vic.
Vic,
Thank you for the hat again,
He
Vic.
suffered a lot, I guess. Thank you.
Also, Medherosnet does have an episode tomorrow, guys. We'll put a link in the bio for that one. Check it out. Dr. Arsen Bobokyan, right? He's going to be on there. He's going to be talking about Dragon Glass and the history of all that. Dragon Stone. There we go. Dragon Stone. Dragon Glass is thing.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. There we go. Dragon Stone.
He's a good archaeologist, I believe.
Yes, yes. So other than that, again, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your Tuesday.
very
Everybody
much.
else, like, subscribe, and then share the video so other people could listen to it and view it as well. It will be on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and all major platforms tomorrow. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll
Thank
see you
you.
guys
Yes.
next
Next
week.
Monday.
Thank you.
Monday.
Monday, yes.